We're live.
We are live. Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of the R&R Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Byron Reed, and alongside me is my co-host,
Ken Russi.
Ken. It's been a while. Um, how are things?
A little bit. It's good. I have three beautiful puppies laying beside me, all asleep. Hopefully, no random noise causes them to wake up and scare the shit out of some people.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting if that does happen. Hopefully that does not happen. We are
Right?
live, actually, on YouTube, so this is our first live episode, which is pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah. Start of something that maybe will be something that we continue to do and continues to help us grow in popularity.
Yeah, exactly. Because want to be popular and all that. Be where all the cool kids are on the
Yeah.
top of the charts.
Yeah. Well, I just want to sit next to the cool kids. I don't want to be one of the cool kids.
It's all right. Cool kids are overrated anyway.
Yeah.
Want to be around them in their presence, but not like you said, be one of said cool kids.
Yeah. A lot of cool kids I know are douchebags. I
Sorry to all
mean,
you cool kids out there.
it's the old story. Never meet your heroes because turns out that they're dicks. That's that's the way they say it goes.
Well, you know who's not dicks? Us. So come and join us in the chat.
Pause.
Communicate with us. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Communicate with us in the chat, and we will respond to you as best as we possibly can. I'm pretty sure we're gonna miss things unless it's not jumping in here, but it's all right.
Right.
It's 12 o'clock Eastern time, so it's still kind of early in the day and all that.
You got that right.
Hopefully things go good. But anyway, Ken, what have you been playing?
So I have been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed.
All of them? Like the
Well,
whole?
the specifically the Ezio collection. Uh,
Okay.
like I've played Assassin's Creed 2, and I'm on Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and I'm not just like playing them story mode, beating them. I'm like 100%ing them.
Jesus.
As of right now, I've gotten all 1,000 achievement points for Assassin's Creed 2, and I'm only one achievement away from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and being the full 1,000 points there. And then I got to move on to Revelations and see how I fare in that, since I've never played Revelations ever.
Wow, that's crazy. I remember playing all those games. Uh, they're fun. I mean, the Ezio is one of my favorite characters in the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Right, and I've
So,
taken a uh, huge stuff. No, let's restart that. I've taken a hiatus from the Assassin's Creed series. Like I was playing Assassin's Creed 2 way back, like I think 2 years after it came out, because I think it came out in 2011.
right,
So I
right.
played it in like 2012, 2013, and then I played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I want to say a year after that, and then I haven't played any Assassin's Creed since then. And I've continued to buy them. Like I own Assassin's Creed 3, I own 4, I own Syndicate, I own Unity. Like I own them all. Usually
Right.
when they're cheap and $20, but I have been buying them, and I just haven't been playing them. And so I decided with this Ezio collection to go back and replay the whole series and maybe keep going with that. But yeah,
Huh.
that's kind of where I'm at. What I've been playing.
I mean, I really enjoy the Assassin's Creed franchise. I did take a break from them for a while. I tried playing Unity because I got it for free. Um,
Hmm.
and I couldn't get into it, and then I skipped the one after that. Syndicate, I believe that's what it was. I
Right.
skipped that one. but I haven't really been playing Assassin's Creed for a while, so I'm hoping that the new one, which we'll get into later, will invigorate my love for the franchise. So,
Yeah, it looks interesting. Um, I mean, I'm kind of glad that they've taken time to. I don't know if correct is the proper word, but they've taken time to actually develop it and not force feed Assassin's Creed down our throat every year.
yeah.
But I'm still kind of leery because playing through Assassin's Creed 2, they actually make mention of a famous Egyptian assassin who killed Cleopatra. They actually mention that in the storyline. I'm like, I wonder, are they actually going to stick with that, or have they forgotten? Like, this is a new group, they're doing other stuff,
Yeah.
and so they're not even going to see or mention that character from Assassin's Creed 2. So
We'll see.
I'm curious. We'll see what happens when it comes out. I think this October,
Right.
but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, something like
probably wait for it to be $20 again.
that. That sounds good. $20 is fair. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
All right. So man, what
But
have you been playing?
a lot of different things. I finally started Final Fantasy 15. Um,
Mm,
I'm
good
only
game.
in I'm only in chapter 2, so like I said, just started it. Uh, but so far I'm enjoying it. For the last one, and really the first one that I ever played was 13. Um, and I didn't finish that one because I got stuck
Hmm.
at a boss uh kind of early in the game. I forget where exactly I was in 13 when I got stuck, but I never went back to it. I meant to go back to it and never did, but it's okay. Um, so far I'm enjoying it though. The game's very pretty. Uh, the soundtrack almost had me crying in the first like 5 minutes
Right.
because when they were pushing the car and Stand By Me came on, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good.
Right.
But
It has a
I'm
lot of
really enjoying it.
presentation at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm digging it so far though. The combat's really fun.
Hmm.
I made the switch and put it into wait mode and instead of leaving it on the what is it like the normal real time mode. I put it on wait that way I can line up things better and
All right.
be more
Yeah.
tactical about things.
I mean, I think that's the best way to play it.
Right.
Uh, just because it can give you more time. I think I turned that on at the beginning as well, and I haven't switched it back because it makes sense. You know, like if you're a tactician, you're not going to sit there and go, do I want to shoot them or use magic or, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're not going to do that in real life. Like it's going to be split second, but you got to pause so you can do that sort of stuff. But,
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Um. I was looking at some tips and things on just where to start at, how to get certain things going and all. It wasn't anything too big and spoilery, obviously, but I just wanted to have an idea of what I'm getting into. So that's why I did what I did as far as tips go. Um,
ah,
but I'm looking forward to digging into it more.
right.
Uh, I beat Rise of the Tomb Raider before I started Final Fantasy. Obviously, that's good. It's a
Oh,
good
did you?
game. Yeah, it's really good. The Tomb Raider reboot series has definitely taken some cues from Uncharted, which is not a bad thing. But to me, Uncharted is a very good movie, but
Hmm.
the gameplay, in my opinion, is really average. It doesn't do anything to reinvent the wheel, which is fine. Not a big deal there. But I think people get so caught up with the big set pieces and things that Uncharted does, and sometimes may forget that the gameplay is kind of average. In my opinion, it's average.
Right.
But I really enjoyed Rise of the Tomb Raider. I'm looking forward to the next one.
That's cool. You think
And
there's going to be a next one?
I would think so, given what
Like, did
happened at
they?
the given what happened at the end of
Uh,
the credits. Oh, the end credit scene. I think there's gonna be a next one.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but you tried. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get the chance to play it, so
Yeah. I'll
maybe we'll do that behind the scenes.
yeah, I'll tell you off air. Yeah. And I started playing Fortnite.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's I'm not all that deep into it, but from what I've played so far, it's fun. It's fun. It's got the
No,
whole base building thing going for it. It's got loot of all different kinds. For there's so much loot in terms of characters, weapons, mods for mod or survivors, things like that. I haven't actually gotten, like I said, too deep into it, so I'll have more
now,
information on that as far as that
sorry to
goes
cut
later
you
on.
off, but
Oh, you're good.
isn't this the game that was made from the Gears of War's developer?
Epic, yeah.
Okay. So does it play kind of like a Gears of War, but with building stuff?
No, no. It is a third person shooter. It is that, but that's about all the similarities it has to Gears.
So that it's not cover based.
No,
Can't you can't click the right stick and it changes the shoulder?
no, not to my knowledge.
No.
I haven't messed
All
with
right.
it like that. But
Cool.
it's definitely gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to digging into the game even more. My phone went unlocked. That's fun. Okay, so speaking of games, since this is our E3 Part 2 episode,
Right.
the last episode we talked about the conferences themselves. This week we're going to talk about the games of E3 and some of the favorite ones, some of our favorite ones, and ones that we are looking forward to coming in the next couple of years.
Right. Or even
So,
this year.
right, yeah, or even this year, or in the next few months, perhaps. I mean, we
Or
are.
it could already be out.
Or no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that, and you guys can chime in the chat. Let us know what you think, what you're looking forward to from E3, and we will go from there. So I'll kick it off, and then you can tag along behind me.
All right.
The first
Blow off your
game,
tailcoats there.
yeah, I'm the one that keeps the show afloat. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, you're just the lifesaver.
Yes, the lifeblood of the show. That's me. Without me,
Yeah.
there's no show. No.
I am the water of the show. I'm what's dragging this show down to its cold, dark depth.
It's all your fault. Oh, yeah. Man. All right, enough of that. So, the first game that I'm looking forward to is Agents of Mayhem from Volition.
All right, the same guys that did the Saints Row.
Yes, it actually takes place within the same universe as Saints Row, which
I thought they blew it all up, though.
There is an ending in the Get Out of Hell expansion for Saints Row.
Okay.
That sort of connects the two.
It's good to know.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I never actually saw it myself. This is what I hear, so it's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. It works. It works.
Oh my!
You all right over there? You okay?
I'm okay. I'm okay. We're good.
We're good.
All
right. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Agents of Mayhem. Let's hear some more.
Yeah, it's a third person game again, sort of like Saints Row. It's got the wacky combat and the colorful characters and all that stuff. And Johnny Gat's gonna be a playable character if you pre-order, so that's exciting.
Right.
There's different characters that you'll play as. You can swap in between them within gameplay, which again is a really cool thing.
Okay. So, I'll be honest, I haven't looked up much about Agents of Mayhem because I'm not a fan of Saints Row.
So much fun.
I'm not a fan of their gameplay stuff I've seen. Just hasn't interested me. But what so far separates this from Saints Row? Like, what makes this different? Why would we go, oh, hey, this isn't Saints Row, this is Agents of Mayhem?
Well, I think that just by looking at it, I mean, you can tell that it's not Saints Row. Given, I mean, and we all know the direction that
So,
Saints Row has taken because it started out
right, big
as
boobies.
well, not even that. It started out. It started
As
out
a
as
GTA clone.
somewhat of a GTA
Yeah,
clone, and then in the second game, it took it and it still had the gang stuff, but it just got a little more wacky with it. And then the third and fourth iterations just sort of blew everything out of the water in terms of the wackiness and everything. But
right.
there's a synopsis here. I'm just gonna read a little bit of it.
Right.
Featuring an original storyline, trademark over the top open world gameplay, and the look and feel of a distinctive superhero cosmos, Agents of Mayhem delivers open world action from the mad minds behind Saints Row. Meet the Agents of Mayhem, the multinational agency for hunting evil masterminds. Uh, and they're trying to thwart the destructive schemes of the evil supervillain organization Legion, the League of Evil Gentlemen intent on obliterating nations. It's fantastic. Love it. I
No, yeah.
wish there was a way we could show gameplay, but obviously we can't.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But no, it's I'm really excited for it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So shall I take the reins from here?
Yes.
All
Go
right.
on.
So the is Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay. No
First, I
surprise there coming from
am
you.
no, like no surprise here. I mean, if you look at my Facebook image, it's Super Mario Brothers. But um,
But
no,
super Ken.
yeah, they're retarded cousin, Super Ken Mario. um, but no, they. I'm really excited for it because it's more along the lines of Mario Galaxy and Mario 64 in its open worldness, as opposed to, um, I guess, the new Super Mario Brothers and the games in that vein that have been more. They felt more boxy, and each level was its own boxed level. And while those
Yeah.
games are fun, those I'm not wanting that. I want the Mario 64 feel, and just watching some gameplay for Super Mario Odyssey that they broadcast on the Nintendo Treehouse. It's amazing. It just looks amazing. Like there's so many details. Anyone that played Breath of the Wild and was like, "Oh my God, this is the best Zelda game." Like you look at Mario Odyssey, it's like that looks exactly like what Breath of the Wild is doing for Zelda. Mario Odyssey is going to do for the Mario franchise.
Right. That makes
And
sense.
so, yeah, I'm excited for it. It's cool. They've added like a two-player mode where one person can play as the hat, which is kind of weird, but um, yeah, they added stuff like that, and they have the T-Rex dinosaurs and stuff, and it just
Yeah,
I
when
don't know what
Mario
else to
threw
say
his
about
hat
it.
on the dinosaur in the trailer, I was like, "Yo, this is
Yeah,
this is the one right here."
yeah, this is gonna be legit, right?
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. So, and the best thing is that it comes out this October. Like I don't have to wait next year to get this game. You
Right.
know, like that's the amazing part. Because usually when you see gameplay trailers like that, it's like this game is coming in 2 years.
Right.
It's like no. So yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm glad that we're gonna get it this year, and it looks fun. Can't wait. I'll wear my Mario hat. Maybe we can live stream it, and I'll put on my Mario hat for people.
Yeah, that should be
It'll be
fun.
awesome. Yeah.
So the next game on my list that I'm well, again, not really a list, but the next game that I'm looking forward to. We actually saw it in the EA press conference. A Way Out?
No Way Out.
No, a Way Out.
Wait, is it A Way Out? I thought it was No Way Out.
I'm getting here. It's A Way Out. A Way Out. Just
Okay.
tell me what I see,
I'm
man.
not.
Just tell me what I see.
I believe you. I'm just like, for some reason in my brain, like I was thinking the game was called No Way Out, so I'm just
No,
confused. That's
No
all.
Way Out is a wrestling pay per view. That's what that is.
Oh,
No, but
this November on the Xbox.
yeah.
Two men try to escape prison, and they throw it down.
Yeah, so
Okay.
A Way Out, it's that co-op game where you're trying to escape the prison with
Yep.
Leo and Vincent as the main characters and all that. That's the one that we talked about in our E3 comments episode,
Right.
and it's released in 2018 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Do they have a release date for it? Because
just says Q1 2018.
okay, because last I heard, they didn't even have a release date or anything
Right.
for it.
Yeah.
And that they were.
What I'm looking at here says Q1 2018. So. Again, just tell you what I see here. but no, I'm really looking forward to this one because and there are the dogs. Hello, dogs.
Yep.
I have a feeling this is gonna be one of those co-op games that me and my brother, can play together and all that stuff. I'm really looking forward to that. It's been a long time since there's been a co-op game that I could play with my brother that we could really both get into and experience together. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to. The gameplay looks to be a lot of fun too. There's gonna be car chases, stealth sections, melee fights, shootouts. So yeah, digging it.
Right.
I'm wondering what happens though once you escape. If you once you eventually escape the prison.
Right.
So.
And it does look pretty fun. Like the co-op in it, I'm really interested in. I'd like to be able to have somebody or a friend or somebody to play with, but odds of that are going to be slim. But I am interested to see the co-op. Like, it's kind of interesting. Somebody's in a cutscene where someone else can move around. Like, that intrigues me. It's definitely, if I gave the most unique game of E3,
right.
Like this might be number 2, just because of a certain other game that stars some rabid rabbits.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely the most unique game. It's arguably a unique game, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's fair. Fair enough, my friend. You're up.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So for me, I think the next game that I'm looking forward to is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ooh, yeah. Finally got a release window.
Yeah, granted, about 3 days later, we got a release window and they showed an extra trailer and more stuff. But they still had a preview trailer that they showed kind of at E3. And, I've played most of the Kingdom Hearts series, I would say. And by only the first Kingdom Hearts games I felt was actually great. Like, the others were kind of letdowns and they tried to bog it down with too many characters and too many worlds, too many nostalgias, or going back to old worlds instead of visiting new worlds. I felt like they were kind of doing a disservice to their licenses that they had,
Right.
But with Kingdom Hearts 3, it looks a lot better. What they showed off recently has definitely piqued my interest with the Toy Story world and having
that looks really dope.
Yeah, although I'll be honest, I don't know if you ever played the Final Fantasy 15 demos that they had. They gave out 2 different demos of the
I
game before it came out.
I played one of them where you're little Noctis and you're going through his dream world.
Yeah. So, when you watched that for Kingdom Hearts, did you not kind of think this looks like Final Fantasy 15 when they had the little toy section?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the trailer. I haven't watched it yet because I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too interested in it. But
Oh,
for those who care about it, like that's great. I
I'm
myself
sorry.
am not personally
That's
into it, but that's just because I've never played any of the games before. Because I wasn't into
that's
those kinds of
that's
games when you know.
you're gonna get so much hate mail for that.
Oh, I know.
I mean, Final Fantasy 15's battle system is kind of like Kingdom Hearts' battle system.
Right.
So if you're in love with that, Kingdom Hearts is pretty much the same.
I mean, I'll be
Uh,
honest with you though. I'm probably going to check it out and try it out at some point
yeah. Well, you should
because
start with the trailer.
because now I'm into those kinds of games. So now I feel like here's a good time.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. But yeah, so super excited for that, and I think I'll let you go on to your next game.
Okay. Next game's Anthem. You're probably surprised, but you're also probably not surprised to hear that it's on
Uh,
the list of things that I'm excited for.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Yeah, can't be. It's BioWare, but
Yeah.
that's also my concern. BioWare's never really done anything like this before. I'm not saying they can't do it.
Right.
I just have my concerns about it because we've seen these things. We've seen other games like this come around and try to do it, and they haven't really succeeded. Didn't haven't really succeeded where you would like them to. Anyway, I guess will be the phrase that I'm trying to use here. It's an open world.
Right.
It's a shared world. Sorry, action RPG. So it's like Destiny in that respect. Um, but I'm hoping that it has some of the Bioware charm. The characters you care about and all that stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a shame that Mass Effect had to sort of take the fall for this. But regardless, Anthem, you have my attention because it does have things that interest me. Obviously, it's got the interesting backstory for the world and all that stuff. It's got, and again, the world looks interesting as is, and from what we've seen so far. It's got
Mm-hmm.
the jump jets and all that stuff. I mean, it's it sounds like I'm not making a lot of sense right now, but excuse me.
Yeah.
But and it sounds like I'm kind of down on the game.
Well,
But
if
regardless,
if
I
you'll
am.
allow me to state this, you
Mm-hmm.
said almost the exact same thing for Mass Effect Andromeda
Yes,
as you're saying about Anthem.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
I had my concerns going in,
Yeah.
and
No.
they were right.
Knock
Most of
on
them
wood,
were
I
right.
guess.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping BioWare they gotta prove it to me. This is not a make or break thing for them with me because they still have Dragon Age. Dragon
Mm-hmm.
Age is good. It's very good. I wasn't a big fan of Inquisition's side quest. I probably should have cleared that up when I was talking about it months ago. But I wasn't a fan of the
Yeah.
side quest and how they did the side quest in Inquisition. Everything else around it, however, I loved. But yeah, so BioWare they stole Dragon Age, so that's fine. But mm, I mean, I'm looking forward to Anthem, but you know, we'll
Yeah.
see.
I know.
2018 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Mm-hmm.
Want to get that out there.
So yeah. So yeah. So my next game has got to be Metroid Prime 4,
Okay,
and I know for the haters, they're like, it's just a logo. Like you got nothing more than a logo.
but that's enough for some people.
Yeah, exactly. For
It
some
was
people,
enough. It was
that's
enough
all
for
they need.
me. Yeah, it was enough for me to hear about from those people who care about Metroid. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
also one of those to a point. But
Right?
go ahead. I want to say your thunder.
Yeah. So it's just the whole idea that we're getting a Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you think about it, when was the last time we had a Metroid Prime game, or specifically just a Metroid game that was made by a second party developer?
Um, the last Metroid game that I can think about wasn't that the was that the what was it called? It was like Zero something or whatever. I don't know if I'm thinking about
It
that right.
was, you're thinking of Other M,
Yes.
and that was not made by Nintendo. That was actually made by Tecmo, the Ninja
Mm.
Gaiden guys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So um, the last game we got that was Metroid came out in like 2009. That was Metroid Prime 3.
Yes, yes, that was for the GameCube, right? And that was
It
GameCube,
actually came
Wii,
out
whatever
for
it
the
was.
Wii.
Yeah, yeah. Because I
So
think I remember seeing people play that one. Because that was
mhm,
the first that was the last like first person shooter one, right? Or in the
yeah.
in the in the Prime series thing.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So
Not too familiar with Metroid, but anyway.
yeah, so it's been almost 10 years, at least it feels like almost 10 years at least, that um, we've gotten a Metroid game, and now we're going to get two games. You're getting Metroid Return of Samus, and we're getting Metroid Prime 4, which obviously I don't think we're going to get until probably 2019. My gut feeling
Right.
says it's going to be a couple years, but we'll see.
That's fair. But again, for those who like Metroid and are excited about Metroid, this is good news for them.
Hmm.
And again, me being one of those people who cares about Nintendo, this is good news for them. Because they need
Right?
something to make me want to go buy a Switch. So, so yeah. Um, I guess I'll go ahead. Unless you were not done, of course. Again, don't want to cut you off.
But I can't think of any games.
All right. Well, I
I think
will.
that's pretty much
That
it for
was.
me.
Oh, all right. Well, I I have a lot more talking to do than I guess
Yeah.
because my list is kind of long.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. So I'll try. I'll have like two more. I don't want to sit here talking forever. Two more, and then I'm done. So the next one, uh, to no one's surprise, probably is Destiny 2. We just had a beta for it. It just ended Tuesday. Been playing it since last week early access. Thursday? No, Wednesday. Wednesday. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the beta, even though it was a few months old build, but it's a beta. It's there to test things out. So this also brings up a interesting discussion, though, which I'll get into after I finish talking about my experience with the beta. Again, like I said, I really enjoyed the beta. It's a lot of fun. The strike was a lot of fun. It's got it's got actual mechanics to the boss fight, which is nice. The story mission, you got to play the first story mission, Homecoming. That was again a lot of fun. It had more story in that mission than probably all of Vanilla Destiny combined, and it sounds like it's actually going to tell a coherent story this time, which is interesting. And Gaul as a main villain is just in that first little scene where he makes his presence known to you is fantastic. He makes you hate him, which is good. That's what you want. And that's what we've been looking for in Destiny is something, a villain to actually quote unquote care about, to hate. Why are we fighting you? You know, you took away our home, you took away our tower, you're taking our light. Now we're gonna have to go and get it back and kick your ass. So there's that. But and then there's the PvP side of it. There were 2 maps and 2 game modes. One game mode, one map for each game mode. Countdown and Control. They made some changes to Control, and Countdown is a new game mode, which is sort of like a search and destroy type of game mode. Both game modes are again really fun. The PvP side, it feels a little, things feel a little off with it, with the beta build anyway. There were shots that weren't registering sometimes, or things that you felt like should be hitting and weren't. The supers were an issue. You only got 1 per game. I feel like you could stand to get 2 if you're doing really well per game. And when you got those supers, you got them towards the end of the game. So the last, you know, 30 seconds to a minute, just let's all pop our supers now and let's do that. That's fun. The supers, by the way, are also really fun.
I played a little bit of the Destiny 2 beta, and
why didn't you tell me?
I was super disappointed.
That's fair. I mean, there wasn't a lot to this beta. There wasn't a lot to it.
I mean, we got 1 story mission. Hopefully they changed this, because one of the things I loved about the original Destiny was that you picked your planet and picked your map, but in the beta, it was just icons that were on the screen. Like, you picked what multiplayer mode you wanted, and then the story mode, and it was like, that's really half-ass.
Yeah, no, I think they did that just for the beta.
I hope so, because
I would imagine
otherwise, I don't know. Like, the game is supposed to come out in September. I guess it wouldn't be too difficult to
September
make some
6th,
artwork. Yeah, but who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really wasn't impressed. I didn't even play the multiplayer mode.
Right.
Just because I was disappointed with the story mode. I mean, I guess with Destiny, I felt like there was more story. They gave us more story. But with Destiny 2 here, do they not have enough story that they can't give away more than a single story mission?
I don't want more than that 1 story mission, honestly. I don't want that. Like, I understand where you're coming from, because again, in the Destiny 1 beta, you had like 4 or 5 missions up until the moon, and then you got to go on patrol, and you had some PvP in there too. But for me personally, being that this is a new game, well, really for anything really, I don't want a whole lot of that stuff, because I want to experience all of that by itself, and not give away too much. But I understand where you're coming from with that.
But I mean, give me a second mission at the very least. I mean, what's the point of the beta? It's to sell people on the full game, or is it to let them see what they're getting into?
I think, and this is part of the discussion that I wanted to get into anyway. I think for Destiny 2 in particular, but I think this also goes for most things, for most betas, things like that. Betas, in my mind, are meant to test things and to see what works and see what things need adjusting and all of that other stuff. So they gave you a taste of the story mode in that, in the first mission. And again, I think that first mission has had a lot of things going for it that original Destiny did not.
Right. And I gotta point out too that when I played it, I kind of played it like I was a disgruntled, not disgruntled Destiny player, but as a disgruntled champion or whatever, because you're going in this area, they have like guns galore. Like, there's so many guns. Like, you get the legendary gun right off the bat, and it's like, what? Why couldn't why couldn't they have just given this to me? Why did I have to work so hard for it? And
Yeah, they gave you a
you know,
preset character at level 20 light or level 20 light level 200, which we don't know if that's
right?
max default light whatever.
That would
But
be
no, man.
kind of crazy to give you max light level character and then start the game out with a max light level character.
Yeah, no, there's not.
That
No, they're
seems
not doing that. There's no way. Why? There's no point in playing the
yeah.
game. But no.
I just assumed that they would continue from original Destiny. Max level light
Would
level
be
20
40.
would be your level 1, and so you would level up from there.
I imagine you're starting all over at one, working your way back up. Because again,
Probably,
the
but
tower is destroyed and all that.
right, and in that first
All our
mission,
weapons are
the
gone.
tower is being destroyed.
Yes, but it's
So
destroyed by the end of the mission.
you should be a max light level with a whole bunch of doodads and weapons, and you should be a badass.
You should be. I can see why they would
Mm-hmm.
do that for that first mission, yeah. And then once you get kicked out, then things happen, your light goes away and it's back to basics.
Yeah,
So
but
that could be
yeah.
cool.
Sorry,
That could be
what's
cool.
up?
I was gonna say that that could be cool, but I wanted to talk about the PvP side of the beta. I know you didn't play a whole lot of it, but um, the I was playing with some friends and we were all talking about it and everything. And again, some of them, I have a friend in particular who said this to me while we were playing the beta. Quotes: "This is why I don't play betas because they make me hate the game before it even comes out." I hated original Destiny because of the beta, and I'm worried I'm gonna hate this one too because of the beta.
Right.
To me, I mean, I look at it from a different perspective because I'm not going in with this serious mindset of you know trying to do the best or whatever. And I'm there again, just testing things out, trying to see what works, what doesn't work, what can I do, what can't I do anymore from Destiny One, things like that. So I don't know, like, have you ever had a situation where you've had a game do that to you? Had a beta, which is a test environment, do that to you, and why?
Well, I think there's quite a few but I don't know. It's kind of difficult because a lot of games like that I played betas of that I can recall was the two Tom Clancy games, Ghost Recon Wildlands and
The Division.
the Division. Yeah, and both of those betas, um, like they were kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
I expected them to be the way they were, and so it kind of kept me from buying them, even though I know at the time there was a bunch of guys in our little group that were like, "We're gonna get the Division. We're gonna play it. This is so much fun."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm not going
No.
to get it. No, this beta is exactly what I think it's going to be."
Yeah.
And in the same extent, with Wildlands, I had the same issue. But I mean, there have been times they're not exactly betas, but I have played like demos, downloaded demos for games, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't know what this is, but I'll play it."
Hmm.
And I played it and went, "Oh, holy, that's like really fun! I got to go buy the real game now. I can't just live off the demo."
Yeah.
you know.
I can't
So it
game
has
shark
had
this.
this, yeah. So it has had um, the opposite effect, but I think the biggest problem with these games that are doing betas is that they're being geared towards making it so that you have to be online, and they're online and everything you do is online, but they're not really testing or letting you get that full online experience. And so it's kind of breaking it down and not making it as fun, or people are not enjoying it as much because of that, if that makes sense.
I think so. I mean, it makes
Like
sense.
if the key draw is to get your friends together and go play online, whether it's PvP or PvE or whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
and you're not giving them that full experience, like you're doing a disservice to yourself. And so people are like, well, if this is all there is, they get that in their head. This is all there is. Why am I buying the full game? Because beta tells people that this is the full game, but it's an early version of the full game. If they switched it up and made it where they were a demo, I think people would get in their head that this isn't the full game. This is just a small piece of it that we're testing out that we can see. And I think that their perception would change, and people would have a better experience with the service. That's kind of what I think is going on, is that people are seeing beta, they're downloading these huge files, they're playing a game, and they're thinking this is all there is to it, not just that stuff is locked off. Like if you was already going to buy it, it's not changing your mind. But if you're on the fence, I think it's changing your mind.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, I feel like when they do these betas, especially, I mean, Bungie came out and said exactly what was going to be in this beta, and they said it's a piece of Destiny, of what you're gonna get in Destiny 2. It does not represent the final product, the final version, progression, like all that stuff. It doesn't matter. So
right, but I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah.
Because you are a hardcore Destiny head. Like you listen to podcasts for Destiny.
This
is
true.
Subscribe to Bungie's blog and Twitter feed, and like you
this
go
is true, yes.
anything and everything you can to get Destiny, you do it.
Yeah.
So the average player that doesn't do that, they don't know what Bungie's telling them. They don't know that it's just going to be demos and pieces and stuff. They don't know any of that.
Right.
They only know that it's a beta. And it's a pre-order beta, which is the funny thing. Although they had an open beta that lasted, supposed to be like 3 days, and it lasted 4 days.
Yeah, they extended it by a few days to do more testing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's because people didn't get on and test the game.
maybe they didn't get enough of the open of the public as that they wanted to. Maybe.
Like I said, I downloaded it. I played the story. I was like, meh, I'm not even going to try the PvP.
Right.
So
you should have told me, man. Could have played a little bit. I would have played with you.
You were busy playing with other people and Overwatch and stuff. But, and besides, I was busy requesting a patch.
Oh yeah, fair. So, I think we've talked long enough about that. I wanted to get into my last game, and then we can get to wrapping this thing up here.
All right.
So the last game on my list is Vampire. You may have heard me talk about this one already before.
It's not ringing a bell, honestly.
Okay, that's cool. Vampire is releasing November 2017 on Xbox One, PC, and PS4. It's got a really interesting setting in the fact that it is set in the early 20th century Britain during a bout of the Spanish flu.
Oh.
So and you play as a doctor. I forget his name right now, but he's a vampire.
Dr. Jekyll.
Excuse me. He's a vampire. Obviously,
I'm not putting it past them that they would use Dr. Jekyll and have Mr. Hyde be the vampire that's causing all this Spanish flu to happen.
We shall see. I don't know, man, but it's got I mean, it's an RPG, which again, it's right up my alley. There's a great thing about the game from what I've seen, that in these areas that you'll go into, you can choose whether or not to feed on people. And if more people in an area die, the area that you're in will start to deteriorate, and eventually there will be that it will cease to exist. The world's going to change and react to what you do. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see. Man, I'm running out of things to say about it. But again,
so then let me ask the question then.
Yeah, sure.
In conversations with other NPCs,
Hmm.
can you use the phrase blah blah blah?
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Does he have a Transylvanian accent? Is he like, "Hello, I am the doctor, blah blah blah.
I would imagine
Allow me
not,
to
since
kill your Spanish flu, blah blah blah."
I would imagine not, since we're in Britain, but I don't know.
Oh, he'd be all cockney and blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah, a Cockney vampire. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Oh
All right,
shit.
so I think now would be a good time to jump into our community segment.
All right.
My my Facebook here messed up, and I have to go back and grab the thing. We're live, son.
All
We're
right.
live, son. This is what happens
Woo.
when you're live.
Yeah.
Stupid Facebook. You made me look bad.
Booga booga booga.
There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. That's one of my favorite shows of all time. Crazy Cat Dog,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, the things I do for love.
Love that show, bro. My
Yeah.
favorite episode's the one with King Ramses.
Oh yeah.
Return the slab or suffer
Oh,
my curse. Oh,
I remember
one
that.
year
It's
off.
pretty good. I think my favorite though is their I think it's their nephew that's just escaped the insane asylum, and he talks in rhymes, and he always ends it with being naughty.
I think I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh
Yeah.
man. Anyway, there we go. Got some cartoons in there for you guys. So, uh, the we back when E3 was a thing. We took a vote in the community about the best gameplay trailers, the most shocking reveal, and most missed game at E3. The
Mm-hmm.
for the best gameplay trailer, we had God of War, Sea of Thieves, Anthem, Skull and Bones, Super Mario Odyssey, and Spider Man.
Right.
In Yep, and
So
with
I doing my Cockney vampire accent, which sounds a lot like an Australian vampire accent, but you'd be completely mistaken.
it's a little bit. So with what is that? 20 votes. Yes, with 20 votes, and in first place was God of War for the best
Mm-hmm.
gameplay trailer in the joystick community, and in second place with 18 was Anthem. Looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the ones here, Ken, what was your favorite? What was your best? What was your favorite gameplay trailer?
Well, remind me of the third one because for some reason I've forgotten what the third one was.
Sure. There was God of War, sea of Thieves, Anthem,
Oh.
Skull and Bones, Spider Man, and Super Mario Odyssey.
All right, there was 6 of them.
Yes.
Well, clearly it goes back to Super Mario Odyssey because I'm super excited for that one.
Right.
But out of those trailers that was shown, that wasn't included in my list of games that I'm looking forward to. I think I got to give it to Sea of Thieves, just because they did a marvelous job with pirate banter and humor, and it really makes me want to get a bunch of me hearties together and go out on the open sea and pillage and plunder. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'll be on that for sure.
Yeah.
That's one that really interests me too. But again,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I kind of felt like with the others, just to break it down a little bit, God of War, I feel like we'd already seen that stuff before, even though it was all new. It
right.
felt old and it felt tired, and I really felt like um, God of War has adopted an eco gameplay element.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like now I got to babysit a kid.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what to make of that.
yeah, so I kind of felt like been there, done that. Anthem, as I've said in the past, looked like it was Mass Effect meets Destiny. Like if Mass Effect and Destiny and I guess Titanfall had a baby,
I
you would get Anthem.
I can see why.
And
The
so
running animation is the same. The jump jet animation is the same.
mhm, the
Anyway,
flying animation,
I'm a little
yeah,
hurt. Can't you tell?
yeah. So I felt it was the same, and Spider-Man was ended on that. Well, it looks good. Um, I've been hurt by Spider-Man games in the past, like the most recent Spider-Man games. They've hurt me, Byron. They've hurt me bad,
That's fair.
and and so I'm kind of like right now. I'm really on the fence because I'm not sure if I want to get it because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan.
Me too. It's my
Like
favorite superhero.
I I have a Spider-Man ornament that's hanging from my keychain holder on the wall. I'm that big of a Spider-Man fan. I got a Spider-Man poster hanging above my TV. I'm that big of a Spider-Man fan. like, like I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. We'll put it at that. Um, but just because the past several games have not been what I've wanted in a Spider-Man game, that I'm on the fence, and it almost feels like though at the end of that trailer, they were teasing that the Spider-Man in the game dies, and that you take the role of Miles, forget his last name, and they did that in the Ultimate Spider-Man universe, where Peter Parker got bit. He was Spider-Man for like 3 years worth of comics, and then he died. Black kid whose name was Miles, he took on the role of Spider-Man. I don't know how he got
Yeah,
Spider-Man powers.
that's the 2033 Spider-Man, I believe, right?
No,
In
this is
the
Ultimate Spider-Man.
okay, because there is okay. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of something else. I guess.
Yeah, you're all right. Um, so it almost feels like they might be leaning towards that because the camera came out. Like once Mr. Negative gets you, like supposedly there's no coming back. So
Hmm.
the fact that he got Spider-Man makes me think that when they pan out and there's a black kid taking pictures, that he's going to become Spider-Man and you'll play as him. And that will explain how you lose all your powers and slowly gain them back.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm just on the fence with it. So really, the one that excited me was Sea of Thieves and Super Mario Odyssey.
That's fair. That's fair. I I voted in this poll for Anthem. Despite my concerns and everything, the trailer at the time excited me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it still does. I'm still like looking forward to the game, but cautiously optimistic about it. Sea of Thieves and
Right.
Super Mario Odyssey are on that list for me as well. So my top three would be Anthem, Sea of Thieves, or Anthem, Super Mario Odyssey, and then Sea of Thieves because that Super Mario Odyssey trailer was really good and that song was fire.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So on to the most shocking reveal of E3. We had three in the community for were up for vote: Metroid Prime 4, Beyond Good and Evil 2, and Shadow of the Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
And in 47 votes,
The winner.
Metroid Prime 4 was number one with 21, and
Nice.
Beyond Good and Evil no, yes, and Beyond Good and Evil 2 was right behind it with 16.
Mm-hmm.
16, and there was 11 for the other one. Shadow of the Colossus. There we go.
Yeah, and um, it feels kind of sad that those were the most shocking reveals of E3. you know, like Metroid Prime 4 was super shocking, and Beyond Good and Evil 2 was super shocking, but it's like of a niche title that not very many people played. It didn't
Which
sell
is a
very well,
shame because
so
it's really good. It's a
yeah,
really good game.
that's debatable. but um, what I can say is that it's just that it wasn't super popular, so it's surprising in the fact that we're getting a sequel because of how poorly it sold.
Yeah. But
And then,
and I mean, but again, I think the same could be said for a game. Let's say Okami were to get another game. That's another one that was really popular, but nobody played it.
mhm,
It was
I
good.
know,
Nobody played it. So
man. Tell you what, from the same guys, Clover Studios, I would be so super excited if I got a new Beautiful Joe.
that would be cool.
Like I
Yeah.
loved Beautiful Joe. That's one of my I think top 10 GameCube games. Beautiful Joe for sure.
Didn't know the GameCube.
Um,
Never played it. What?
yeah, no, Beautiful Joe is awesome. If Capcom needs to make a game, they need to make Mega Man. But
A good
once they're
one.
done with Mega Man, they need to start on Beautiful Joe. It's just super colorful, super fun. You play like an actor on one of the like Power Ranger type shows, so you have kind of like actor type powers of slowing down motion and speeding it up,
That sounds pretty cool.
and it's funny too, like so funny. Um, but I forget where we were going there.
Uh,
Like,
I was asking what our most shocking reveal was.
all right,
Yes. Out of
so
yeah, out of those three, if you wanted to.
again for me, Shadow of the Colossus was like it was just shocking because they've released this game now on every console that Sony owns. And I get they're updating the graphics and they're probably going to add a couple of monsters that were taken out of the original game.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a lot of people love it, but it feels like it's too soon. Like, legitimately, it feels like games are being released or re-released at such a constant rate that it's like insane.
Well, I don't remember when Shadow of the Colossus came out, but I do remember I was kind of young when it came out, and I never played it. So, I mean, I'm looking
Well,
forward to getting around to playing it at some point, like 2020.
I mean, it came out on the PlayStation 2. So anywhere between 2002 and 2006 was when it came out, and I don't know the exact date for Shadow of the Colossus either.
Well, I don't have the
I
internet.
don't. Yeah, I don't feel like looking it up, but
I got you. I got it. I'll report back. You
but
keep talking.
yeah, but still, like I mean, the original release, sure, 20 years ago if it came out. Well, I know it didn't come out in 2002 because that's when Ico came out, and it was after Ico or Eco, however you pronounce that. I don't care. Um, so
October
for
18th, 2005.
yeah, so 2005. So it's been 12 years since the original release. Does it also stay or state when it was released on the PS3?
Let me see. I didn't actually click on the thing. PS3.
So it's been
I will get back to you on that one because the
okay.
PS2 in North America was October 18th, 2005.
Okay. So yeah. So it's only been 12 years, and it feels like if they're remastering games, they should be remastering games that are super old. Like maybe um, Sony doesn't have enough games that are worth remastering. Like the Crash Bandicoot, that's understandable. It came out on the original PlayStation. That's worth a remaster. Like anything that came out on the original PlayStation, worth a remaster. The PlayStation 2, however, I feel like if you're going to remaster it, you should wait until the PlayStation 5 comes out, or maybe you shouldn't be releasing it on the PlayStation 3 as well. It's
I
just,
couldn't
it's
find
like,
anything about it being released on PS3, at least on Wikipedia anyway.
well, it was released in a combo pack with the Ico.
Oh,
It was
that's why.
Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay,
But I know it was released there because I bought the copy.
gotcha. I believe
so,
it. I
so
believe it.
yeah, so it did come out.
I believe you.
um, anyways, yeah, it just feels like we're getting too many remasters. I mean, even an example, because I've been playing the Ezio collection, that feels like, why are you updating this and releasing it, you know? I mean, it's crazy. I've never had a video game generation where I would say at least 30 to 50% of the games coming out are remasters from the previous generation.
Yeah.
Or
You thought we were
HD
taking a year off
updates.
from Assassin's Creed. We lied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Technically they did because the Ezio collection was put together by a Chinese group.
Mm,
I know because I had to wait through the credits, but a
right.
Chinese group went and remastered the Ezio collection, which is why there was no bug fixes and why bugs are still in there, and you get crazy stuff where, as you've seen in my Xbox feed, where you like stab a guy and then swan dive and face plant onto the ceiling.
That was glorious, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, so that's I guess that's my piece. So I really feel like Metroid Prime is the only one that's shocking because
Right.
Prime relatively sold well compared to those three games. I think it sold the best. Don't quote me on that, but I think it did sell the best. And so Beyond Good and Evil 2, shocking just because we're getting a sequel, and not shocking like, oh my god, I'm shocked, I want that. And Shadow of the Colossus remaster just because it's the same thing. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Like, am I justified in my thinking?
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong because it's your opinion. I mean, so yeah, you're justified. You can think whatever you want, man. No, you're wrong.
No, that's not fair because I could say stuff like really bad and you'd be like, no, you're wrong.
I mean, I could. Yeah, and you could. But again,
Well,
like,
I mean,
but
do you agree with me is a better question,
yeah, I think that's a better question.
or do you
Um,
disagree?
I, I disagree. I
I knew
think
you
that
would.
yes, I think that Beyond Good and Evil is the more shocking reveal of the two, or of the three here. While we have been waiting for Metroid game for a long time, I think that there were people, including myself included, who didn't think we were going to ever get a Beyond Good and Evil sequel or another game from Beyond Good and Evil
Well,
anyway. So
I'm going to assume that you played the HD remaster that they did for like the Xbox or PlayStation 3.
yes, unfortunately, because I never got around to playing the original one way back when. Never did.
Right. In the way back machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think just from that standpoint alone, that's why people were so excited about it, was because you didn't think it was going to happen. It would be like if Half-Life 3 finally decided to come out, because it got to a point where, okay, I want Half-Life 3. Where is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not happening, is it? Okay, no, it's definitely not happening. Oh, and
Well,
then Valve
it's
decides we're gonna release it
it's
like
only
out of
going to
nowhere.
happen. It
Once
To be
once
fair,
the
and
once
we're
they end up
going
making
way
that
off.
money.
No, once they decide to make their new source engine is when we'll get Half-Life 3, I think.
Yeah, we, we
But
we are
I
going
could be
off
wrong.
track here a little bit.
Yeah. So,
but
anyways,
but no, but yeah, no. Beyond Good New for me is the more shocking of the three, for sure. Just because
hmm.
I didn't think we were gonna get one. That's why. On to the last one, which is the
Wait,
most miss.
hold up.
Yes,
You thought we was gonna get Metroid Prime
yes.
4?
I thought we would see it at some point. I didn't think we'd ever see another Beyond Good and Evil.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. On to the final thing here. The most missed game at E3 from the joystick community. We had well the selections. I cannot. I'm struggling. This is what happens when you're live. Struggling to talk. We're loud, son. So, uh, Red Dead Redemption 2, The Last of Us Part 2, Splinter Cell, anything from Splinter Cell, Metal Gear Survive, Kingdom Hearts, which would be Kingdom Hearts 3, and Starfield.
hmm
As far as the votes go, we had 24,
RDR.
which 24, which was the first for Last of Us Part 2.
Oh,
The second was actually Red Dead. And what
okay.
second was Red Dead with 16. Third was Splinter Cell with 7. In fourth place with 4 votes was Kingdom Hearts, and Metal Gear Survive had 1.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't think anyone's interested in Metal Gear since Hideo Kojima is no longer working on the series.
Yeah, working on Death Stranding now. That's gonna be fire, hopefully.
I think it's going to be a dumpster fire. But
My fire and your fire are totally different things. Let's clear that up right now.
well, I'm sorry, but I really don't think Hideo's as good as people portray him as. Like, his stuff is, for lack of a better word, mostly plagiarized. And like once you get past Metal Gear Solid 3, his games just have gone downhill. And so I'm not looking forward to Death Stranding. It looks weird, it looks creepy, it looks gross.
You just don't like weird, creepy, and gross, all right?
Weird, creepy, and gross is not my bag, but when you throw, what's his name? Is it pronounced Benicio del Toro?
Guillermo?
Guillermo? Okay.
Yes.
Guillermo del Toro. When you put him as a character in your game, no, I'm done. I'm out. Nothing against him. I'm just, I thought it'd be funny, but.
Yeah.
But
so, what was your most missed game out of these?
Well, the only one I even cared about was Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
Which I guess we should clarify that they showed a video before at a what was it, an instrumental concert. They showed the video at the concert. It wasn't technically at E3, and there wasn't any gameplay playable. There wasn't any playable demos or nothing at E3. Like it wasn't at E3, even though it was at a concert down in the LA area. so that's why it's on the list, and that's why it would be my most missed, because we didn't get anything. I mean, it took them a month, 2 months later before we got like this big trailer.
Yeah.
That mostly, I'll be honest, it mostly just revealed the Toy Story, I guess, level or world in it, and it didn't really do much beyond that. Like there were little snippets here and there, but mostly the Toy Story.
Right, but I think the fact that we got it signifies, hey, it's coming now. It exists. It's a thing.
Exactly. Well, it's been a thing for a while now. For a long while, actually.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Really, the other games on the list, I couldn't give 2 bits about. Like, I don't even know what Starfield is, I'll be honest. So I can't be interested in there. The Last of Us, I didn't play the first one, and I'm not a huge fan of Naughty Dog's games recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have any interest to play their sequel. It just seems meh. Like, The Last of Us feels like Uncharted with zombies. That's what it looks like. Can't say what it feels like because I haven't played it.
Right.
But it looks like Nathan Drake grew a beard and a mustache and gray hair, and now he's killing zombies. And I almost wonder if that didn't start the Last of Us game, like if they weren't playing a demo with Nathan Drake and they added like zombie-like character elements to him, and they were like, we should make a real game out of this.
Who really knows?
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm not interested in that. And anything, I repeat, anything from Rockstar can just sit on the shelf as far as I care. So, not a fan of Red Dead Redemption, not a fan of Grand Theft Auto, not a fan of their weird ass not tennis poker, but ping pong game they tried to give us on the Wii. Like, Hold on.
Bless you.
Thanks. Live.
See, yeah. Normally we can cut that out and post, but
Yeah.
But you know what? We're live, son.
Yeah.
Running jokes episode. We're live.
Yeah. Exactly.
The running joke.
We're live, whether you want it or not.
Right. Yeah. So, as far as my most missed game, I voted for Splinter Cell in this topic here. My second most missed game was Starfield, just because I really wanted to see it, because I had been hearing about it for the longest time and I really wanted to see it. But there's other things coming up that I'm pretty sure they'll show something about it at award shows and all that business. Yeah. Red Dead, it's Rockstar. Rockstar's usually never at E3, so not surprised it wasn't there. Last of Us 2, I never actually beat the first Last of Us, so for those who want it, that's great. Metal Gear Survive.
Well, you want me to put a spoiler warning?
No.
Spoiler warning. Somebody dies.
No, but I've been really wanting another Splinter Cell game for a while. The last one we got was Blacklist, and I was on 360 2 years ago. And I enjoyed that one. I mean, I guess to no one's surprise because it took cues from Conviction, but and minus Michael Ironside, of course, which still bums me out to this day that Ironside is no longer involved in the project. But because it was
that's why they've had to put it on the back burner. No one liked a Splinter Cell without Michael Ironside, so.
I understand why they went in the direction they did to get Eric Johnson to do the voice for New Sam, but it felt really weird to me because here is a Eric Johnson who is portraying a Michael older Ironside? Man at this point in his life. Yeah, Sam's an older dude at this point in his life. He should be done and retired, really, but anyway. And here's Eric Johnson talking to Sarah Fisher, Sam's daughter, and it sounds kind of weird because I'm like, Fisher's old. Why does he sound like he's 35 or 40 when he's really a gruff 60-year-old man?
Hello, daughter. I have to go on this mission to assassinate some bad guy over in Bolivia.
and it's funny because I get where you're going. It's not that bad, but I get where you're going. Eric Johnson does a good job. I think he does a good job, but it's not the same.
Yeah, true that.
One of my favorite lines from Fisher in any of the Splinter Cell games, I believe it was Splinter Cell 2, when he grabs a guy, you interrogate this guard, and the guard tells him the guard says they have guns. And Sam in his gravelly tone just goes, "Great, they've got guns. What else?" I'm like, all right. Fantastic. But no, that's kind of it. Really.
Here's a question though, because that's from Ubisoft.
Yes.
And lately, Ubisoft has really become the kings of open world video games. Like, we got The Division, we got The Crew, we got Assassin's Creed. We got Wildlands. Feel free to tell me any other open world game that I'm forgetting that Ubisoft has made recently. Far Cry. So, would it make sense to have a open world Splinter Cell game? Would that be a possible thing? Could that work?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it could work, but I'll tell you right now, I don't like it. I don't like the idea of an open world Splinter Cell game, just because I think it works best in. And now you could do what Dishonored does and do not open world, but the level itself is a big area, and you can tackle objectives in that fashion. But I would not want an open world Splinter Cell game.
Right. Well, would it work with multiple Splinter Cells? Like,
and you
you
could like
know,
switch off, or
well, no, like you have four teammates because I feel like they've done that before. Maybe not Ubisoft, but somebody has
well,
where
Splinter
you
Cell
have to sneak.
does. Splinter Cell does have a co-op mode, a co-op story
Right.
actually. In Conviction, they had a co-op story
Hmm.
that took place a few months before the events of Conviction. But yeah, I mean, I
I don't
I
know.
don't know,
Well,
man. I
so
I I I, I would let me say this
you would
because
investigate it.
because it's Splinter Cell and because I love Splinter Cell. If they were to go the open world direction, I would try it because again, like I said, I've always preferred Splinter Cell over Metal Gear. Um,
Right.
but
Metal Gear.
just because yeah, Metal Gear, just because I played more of the Splinter Cell games over Metal Gear games. But you
Right.
know, I
True.
would try it if they were to say, "Hey, we're gonna do open world Splinter Cell." All right, let's see.
Right.
Yeah, but I think we've blabbed
Gone.
on long enough. Yep. Are we done?
I think so.
And we're out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 13 of the R&R Gaming Podcast. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Braun1417. That's capital B, lowercase, and the rest is lowercase, capital B, RON1417. Or you can, well, also in that plug section. Still not any good the plug section, guys. We're working on it. If you want to add me on Xbox and play some games with me, gamer tag is the space B space man 1417. And Ken,
Yeah. So
pass it around.
if you want
Let's go,
to
Luca.
follow us, you can follow me individually at MacRoboV. That's MacRobov. Or you can follow the podcast at RNR Gaming Pod. Or you can follow Joystick at Joystick Ent. That's joystick without the CENT. And don't think we have any more plugs. Do we have any more plugs?
No more plug. That's it. We are part of the Joystick Entertainment Network. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. Please come back next week. Ken, tell them why.
Because everyone could use a little more R&R.